Now we will walk through what's new in audit management for July 2025 Zurich release. The first feature we'll walk through is evidence request simplification. This highly requested feature creates evidence to task requests directly, improving audit preparedness. First, users can now instantly initiate evidence request tasks directly to the evidence respondent. This eliminates extra manual steps, bottlenecks, and reduces delays and gets us one step closer to real-time audit readiness. Second, we've made it possible to add contextual information to the task, such as the reason for the task and where in the business this task is being requested for. This helps the assignees better understand the scope and purpose of what's being asked for them. This can help reduce the back and forth and improve the quality of the responses that auditors get. And third, this capability is exclusive to individual workspace, which ensures tailored control and governance per domain. This will help audit teams act faster, stay organized, and be prepared for audits with minimal extra effort. Additionally, within our Zurich release, we've introduced out-of-the-box test steps in control testing. This feature allows testers and auditors to define and document the individual test steps directly while evaluating a control. This means that it won't be vague or high-level test results, but each step is tracked and visible. Additionally, if a control test is failing, you can now pinpoint the exact test step where that control failed. This makes it much easier to identify the root cause quickly, save time, and reduce rework downstream. Additionally, teams can leverage the predefined test templates and plans, helping standardize the testing process. This ensures that test steps can be consistent, repeatable, and audit-friendly right out of the gate. Although this enhancement gives control testing much needed granularity and structure, it will also lead to more effective and defensible audit results. Today, we're going to walk through the simplified experience for creating evidence requests in the audit workspace. This enhancement is designed to reduce manual steps, improve the traceability, and streamline the communication between auditors and evidence respondents. We are going to start today in our audit workspace. This is the central hub where auditors manage their engagements, track their findings, and now they can easily manage the evidence requests. We're going to now jump into the list view to look at all of our engagements. And we'll go into the engagement for the Finance Department's Q4 audit review. This is where we'll show you how to manage the associated evidence. Now we're in the engagement for the Finance Department's Q4 audit review. This is where we'll be managing the associated evidence. Once inside the engagement, we'll navigate to the Evidence tab here, and we can click New to add a new evidence request. So now, in addition to creating a new evidence request, you can directly create a new evidence request task, which will send it directly to the individual who needs to respond and provide the associated evidence. The auditor can fill out the form for the new evidence request task and provide the name, the type, the request reason, the due date, and now you can also search for different tables to pull in different context against which this evidence request is for. You can also specify the specific data context against the table that you're pulling in to the evidence request, and then provide the associated assignment group. Or you can assign the evidence request directly to a user in the system. You can then provide evidence collection instructions. And once the evidence collection instructions are added, you can go ahead and request it. What's new is this will go directly to the assigned to, and instead of creating an evidence request, it'll be opened right as an evidence request task. The evidence is now listed in the engagement, and the respondent will now be able to work on the evidence request and send it back against this internal audit engagement. Additionally, you can still create evidence against controls and request evidence now directly as the new evidence request task. Additionally, you can create an evidence request by going into your evidence request list and go into all requests. And you can go ahead and provide a new request directly here and assign it out to the individual who needs to respond. This new experience makes it faster and more intuitive to create the evidence request, ensuring that it goes directly to the evidence provider. It's a small change that makes a difference in making sure that you are requesting and receiving the evidence in an efficient way. Next, we're going to walk through the enhanced experience for building and managing control test steps within an audit engagement. This improvement gives audit teams more structure and reusability when defining how controls are tested across engagements. Once again, we will jump into an engagement. From the engagement record, we'll jump into our audit tasks. This will give us a full view of what's been assigned and what's in progress. We'll jump into a control test here. And what's new for Zurich is we have a dedicated control test steps tab. This lets auditors explicitly define the steps that need to be executed to validate a control, which provides better structure and repeatability. If needed, you can click New, and you can define the test steps ad hocly. This test step will be assigned specific to this control test against the control. For example, you can add a step like check for presence of documented change requests in the last 90 days and add an associated identifier for what order it should be performed in. As needed, you can go in and save the test step and it will be assigned against that specific control test record. We just walked through how you can add a test step ad hocly, but now let's walk through how you can set a systemized set of steps that can be transformed down against your control tests. You can go into a control record and then jump into its associated control objective. From the control objective, this is where you can set things to scale down to associated controls and then a control test record. From the test template tab, you can see that we have a test template that is associated to this control objective, which will show us a reusable set of test steps and logics that can be applied across multiple controls or frameworks. Additionally, now within the test template, you can additionally start assigning test step templates, and you can create new directly from here, and you can save that record. And save the record. And now you have those test templates will be associated to all the test plans and then all of the associated controls. These enhancements make it easy for audit teams to define the control testing procedures once and apply them many times, while also giving the flexibility to define steps ad hoc. Combined with direct issue creation from a failed test step, this improves the overall audit quality, consistency, and accountability.